When making big life decisions, don't listen to the people closest to you. Listen to the people closest to your goals. So listen to the people that have done what you are trying to do, right? People that have been in your shoes and where you are at. Okay, so today I want to talk about something that's been heavy on my heart a little bit, right? I want to talk about the importance of betting on ourselves in order for us to grow our author business, okay? So as an author coach, as a publishing consultant, I've seen this firsthand, what happens when authors, they don't go all in and they don't give it their all. They just kind of like, ooh, they move in fear or they operate in lack. Like that doesn't really get them to where they want to be. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing a personal story about a huge investment that I just made. Oh my gosh. And I'm going to be talking about the peace that I felt from God throughout the process, and also a few strategies that will help you on your author journey. Okay, so earlier this week, last week actually, I reached out to a company that I knew could help me take my author business like to the next level, okay? And I knew that, I'm content with where I am, but I just felt like strongly, like in this season, God was calling me to greater heights. God was calling me to do different things, right? So y'all, I did my little research. We hopped on a call. I spoke to the company. They shared how they can help. I was like, yes, this is definitely what I needed. And y'all, when they told me the investment, I was like, ooh, that's a lot of numbers. I was like, wow, this is a stretch, right? And what I loved on the call is the person was very understanding, but they also challenged me a little bit because I could be a little stuck in my ways, and I'm a big saver. But I've learned, like, whenever I make an investment that's in alignment with where God has me, and I feel this peace, it just always turns out like I'm always able to make it back like tenfold. It always just turns out great. So he shared the investment, and it took me a little minute, and I was like, okay. And I moved forward with it. And when I tell you, like, I felt so much peace after, I felt excited. I was like, man, I'm finally betting on myself. Because something that I was reminded of is that I had been dealing with this problem for quite some time in my business, right? Growing my author business, taking it to the next level. My business is in a way better place. It's in a much better place. However, I know that I could be better, and it's crazy because my husband says the same thing. He's like, you need to be doing this because, and I'm just like, okay. So it was confirmation. And when I tell you, I felt so much peace, and just being in the program for just 1 week now, like when I tell you the stuff that I'm learning, like it's just blowing my mind to the point where I was able to actually apply something that I learned just 2 days ago. And when I tell you, like, I'm just like blown away, and I'm just like thankful that I was able to just be obedient and just not let fear cripple me, right? So this investment turned out to be probably one of the best investments I've ever made. And this is just the beginning. It's just been a week, right? It's nowhere near the duration of the program time and how much assistance I'm going to be getting with this new exciting journey, right? So I'll definitely be sharing more, but I'm just so excited with where it's heading so far. And with this new journey, with this new investment, like it's going to allow me to operate in even more excellence. And I know that that's important to God, right? He wants us to operate in excellence in all that we do. So in our businesses, in our life, in our family, all that good stuff. So why am I sharing this? Because you might be like, okay, cool. Congrats, Shanine. Why am I sharing this? I'm sharing this because it's so important for us to bet on ourselves. And especially if we're serious about growing our author business, it does take, stepping out on faith in certain areas, right? So we can't say, oh, I want to build a $500,000 business, or I want my author business to generate me $200,000, but we only want to invest $200. Like, that doesn't make any sense, right? And I'm big on when you are investing, like it's like you're planting a seed, right? So the fact that I was able to see like some type of movement and some type of result just in the first week, right? But seeds, they do take time. You got to water it. So I have to put in the work. So whatever investment that you decide to make in your business, or whatever steps you decide to take, whatever new skills you decide to learn to put under your belt to grow your author business, I want to encourage you that it is going to take time, but it's going to take intention as well. You have to have intention and be intentional. And here's the thing, the enemy is going to try to whisper into your ear and tell you like, oh, this is not going to work. You don't need this. You could just figure it out yourself. But these are the thoughts that are keeping you stuck. Instead, say, how can I make this work, right? That shift, that changes everything. And sometimes we even start listening to we wonder oh, what so-and-so is going to think, or what they're going to say about this. When making big life decisions, according to Alex Hormozy, I saw him make this post and I was like, wow, this is good. When making big life decisions, don't listen to the people closest to you. Listen to the people closest to your goals. So listen to the people that have done what you are trying to do, right? People that have been in your shoes and where you are at, okay? Because that's going to make the difference. Okay, and you know the teacher in me always have to give you practical tips. So here's what you can do if you're taking out your notes and your pen and your pad, okay? The first thing I want you to do is believe in your book and your message. Believe in the power that it holds. Understand that this is a vision that God has given you. This is a message that will impact and change so many lives. And it's deeper than just like random words on a page. So that's the first thing. The second thing is invest in guidance and excellence. So get the help that you need, get the right type of help that you need so that you can make the right moves, so that you can move forward in excellence, so that you can be better than where you were yesterday, and so that you can grow not just a profitable author business, but an impactful author business, a business where you're able to use your book to leverage so many opportunities such as speaking engagements, partnerships, bulk sales, program build out, mentorship, so many different things, right? I want to encourage you to invest in the right help and then invest in excellence. Do things the right way the first time, not the second time, the first time, okay? And I want you to steward and really just track your progress. So steward what you have invested in. When you do invest in, whether it's a program, a coach, a new skill, track your progress and be a good steward of it, right? So if you know that you need to show up to calls, if you know you need to track your progress in this area, do it. Don't make excuses, be intentional and take action. So something that I'm doing right now in the program that I'm in is I'm tracking like the amount of hours that I'm spending perfecting my business, adding different things, right? Implementing the strategies I'm learning. Every day I have a timer and I'm tracking myself, right? And I'm also seeing what has worked. What am I implementing and what are the results I'm getting, right? Because that's the only way you're going to get better. So I want to encourage you to track your progress and to be a good steward of what you have in front of you. Okay, so here's the bottom line. Betting on yourself is really all about obedience. Saying yes to the vision God gave you, yes to investing in your growth, and yes to actually following through and making the impact that God is calling you to make. And when you're betting on yourself, you're really not betting on yourself, you're betting on the God who gave you that vision. So whether it's publishing your book, whether it's launching your book, leveraging your book, wherever you are in this journey, I want to encourage you to bet on you because you got this and God always provides and he will see you through. So if you are looking for any type of assistance with profitable book publishing and getting your message out there and positioning your book, you already know your favorite author coach is here to assist. All you got to do is check out the details below and feel free to just send me a message and connect with me. But I can't wait to help you on your author journey. Let's get it. Let's make this impact.